Hi, I'm Not Yet Dead and welcome to Altenstein for this, my first sort of mod guide, mod review, I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, I've been waiting for this, I've been looking forward to this. If you've been watching any of my Altenstein videos, you'll know what I'm trying to do is do it with vehicles from the sort of 60s and 70s, and it's fair to say on console we're a bit short. We're not overly, there's some great stuff, but we haven't got many. We've pretty much just fixed all that in one go. So this is the Farming Classics pack. It's a conversion of a DLC from FS15, I think, and it's been done by Dogface. I think there's been some challenges getting this through, and but I'm so glad he persevered, because I love this. It's just amazing, and there's so much stuff to look at, and barring one, which I'm slightly disappointed about. So there was one thing that if you look in the description in the mod hub, it was the auto bale loader, and if you've ever seen it before, it's an amazing piece of kit, and actually I looked at it and thought, I remember those. So it's a sort of self-propelled wagon, a bit like the loading wagon there that we'll look at in a second, with a little belt up the side that just picks up the bales and dumps them in, and that would have been amazing, but unfortunately they couldn't bring it to console. Bit of a shame, but actually for reasons that you'll see in a second, it's actually not the end of the world. So what an amazing array of tractors. So there's, I think it's 10 tractors and 15 pieces of equipment or something like that. It says in the description on the mod hub that they're from the 1960s. I think they range across the 60s. I think some of them are pushing into 70s, this one in particular, but yeah, it's probably going to cause me to need to actually go back in time on Altenstein, because everything I'm using at the moment is more 70s. Anyway, lots to get through. Let's start up this end. I'm afraid the tractors are in no particular order. I just sort of drove all this stuff up, sorted it all out, and then just randomly put the tractors, so I could have been a bit more organised. So we will start here. This is the Deutz D80, made before Deutz and Far combined, which I think was in 1968. So these are, perhaps there's a Deutz tractor, there's a Far tractor, so interesting that these are the last, one of the last models that will have been done under their own names. This is great. It looks fantastic. I guess by comparison to some mods these days, it's a little lacking in moving parts and animated dials and things like that, but the machines themselves just look amazing. You can see here, can't get close enough, you can see the little bits of wear, and it's more obvious on some than others, just on the edges of some of the stuff, some of the paint starting to wear off, but I mean the level of detail is just, they all look fantastic. So we'll get in it rather, and they've all got great sounds. They've all only got lights on off. They're working lights, which is kind of how they would have been, I guess. Some of them have that extra pair up there on the fenders of the wheels, some don't. Pretty sure they all have indicators. I haven't tested them all, to be honest, but yeah, they certainly seem to. They all have, so I'm going to brake. That's me braking. Yeah, they have authentic brakes, nowhere near as good as they might be, so it takes a while to stop. And just occasionally, on all of them, usually you get these sort of braking, the squeaky brake sounds. Yeah, so that's the Deutz D80. We'll go into the store in a minute and look at some of the details of these. So far as I could tell, that was sort of mid-60s. Yeah, about 64. This is the Bucher D4000, and it's oh so 60s. I mean, the cream and red wheels, the nice little oval sort of shaped radiator at the front. It's a nice little tractor. A lot of them have got these sort of little racks on the top that I suppose you could put stuff on and tie it in, or whatever else you might do. So they've all got slightly different engine sounds. They're all, and again, lights. I mean, lights on off. Yeah, it's getting in and worth getting in and hearing each one. And you can see in particular on this one the you know, the scraping and the scratching around the cowl there as people have got in and out, and a little bit on the back where it's been a bit, you know, they've been well used, hard working. Great. Next, this is the Schluter 1500 TVL. I couldn't find out what the TVL stands for. All I could really find out is it's from the 70s. So this one obviously is that little bit newer. You know, it's got the big chunky tyres on the front. Looks like they were quite an innovative firm actually, from what I could find out. It does have a beacon, this one. It's the only one that's got a beacon. Very unusual shape, quite distinctive. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to. Oh no, I've left the engine running. Get in. Fairly plain interior, but you know, the details all there. Looking good. Nice. It's got a front 3-point link and PTO, so that's quite handy. The one thing I would say, and we'll go and look at this in a minute, is that none of these have any you know, tweaks, alterations. You can't change things on them, but nevertheless, this is the Guldner G40. So there are two versions of this. We'll look at the other one in a minute, not the G40. So yeah, we'll look at the other one in a minute. I think this is early to mid 60s, and again, it's the same. You know, it's got the, it looks great, looks fantastic. It's got the all the sort of markings of a well-used tractor, or of a chuggy sound. Indicators. Great tractor. I've had to put this one at the back a little bit because it's stopping the windrow sliding down the hill. I couldn't get it to sit still. We'll look at Tedder rather, not windrow. So this is the Hatz 340, and I mean, look at that shape, it's brilliant. Mesh grille on the front, really narrow little road tyres. I should point out that I'm pretty sure, as far as I could tell, all of these are either German, Swiss or Austrian, so they're all sort of German and German speaking country heritage. And that's got a great sound. That's a nice chuggy sound. The interesting thing is that, given the Altstein map, the Hatz is from Bavaria, as is the Schluter, the one that we just, the big one over there that we just looked at. So they're even regional as well as period. This one here, the Lindner BF 4505 or 4550 or 450, sorry, is from the 70s, so you can tell it's slightly newer than the others. Slightly different design, slightly more modern. But again, great tractor, great sound. It's got the squeaky brakes, narrower, but you know, the bigger, slightly bigger front tyres. Yeah, great tractor. Right, so we'll move past the Bucher for a minute. So this, the Bura, I've just bought a Bura. I have to buy another one. This is the Bura RP21. It's great. This, I love the colour detail in the engine there. You can look at the reflection in the paint, but there's a bit of texture to it as well, so you can see. Yeah, just amazing. Such good mods. I'm not going to get into every single tractor. Check them out yourself. We'll have a quick look in the store and then, oh, hang on. Alright, so I am. Cut that wood dash. Anyway, oh yes, the Hurleman. Oh, I did say that. So the Bure, the RP21, sorry, I forgot that. It's from the 60s. I couldn't pin all of these down. That's interesting. It's got a little, so I had to put something on the front of that. I wouldn't say with this one. I wonder if they work. I'll test that. Anyway, yeah, so this is the Hurleman. This has got a great sort of 60s, 70s sort of curved grille. Looks really good. It's a bit reminiscent of the MF135. Synchromatic D110. Brilliant. Again, it's got those little things on the back, got the springs in the seat. I do like this one. It's a great little tractor. Tiny little road wheels at the front. Right, so that's the tractors bar this one. So this is the Guldner G40, but this is the front loader version. I mean, those front loader forks are just great, aren't they? With its two attachments, there's the bucket and the sort of fork, sort of manure fork, silage fork, that kind of thing. So actually probably a good point to go and have a quick look in the store. So the tractors are pretty much where you'd expect them to be. In the tractors and all over the right hand side amongst the mods. They're the only mods I've got. So yeah, so there's all the tractors. So you know, I mean, they're all pretty reasonable. 18,000, 12,000, 20,000 for the Deutz D80. That is a 75 horsepower tractor, so it's quite powerful. And the 37,000 for the TVL, the Schluter, which again, that's 150 horsepower, and it's got that front link, so that's a pretty handy tractor for 37 grand. Yeah, that's actually a really good deal. So yeah, so the G14, none of them have got any upgrades or options, so you can't change tyres, you can't increase power or anything like that. They're all as they are, and that makes this one particularly interesting. So there's no front loader option. So to get the front loader version, you actually have to go into front loaders and you buy the front loader version. So you either buy it with or without the front loader. Yeah, I mean, they're all, the horsepower varies. I mean, this one's 38 horsepower, 38, 72, 38, 40, 45. I mean, they're all sort of 30 plus. Actually, they're all, yeah, 38 is the lowest actually. And I think pretty much, we'll have a look as we go around, I think all of the equipment, so all of these tractors will operate all of the equipment that comes in this pack, which is pretty good. So, so yeah, so that's the tractors. So I guess we'll move on to all the equipment, and therefore the next sort of one in between, I guess, is this. This is the Bucher self-propelled loading wagon. Oh no, not that one. There we go. The TRL 2600. I don't think I really found anything much out about this, but I mean, it's great. It looks like a milk float. It's got a nice pickup all the way along there, just behind the driver's cab. It's got a great chuggy engine noise. We looked at the lights, yeah. Nice lights. Lights at the front are brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, we might see that in action in a little bit, but I mean, that's just fantastic. The reflection on the glass. Brilliant. Amazing. Right. To the equipment. We'll do this in completely the wrong. I've obviously not lined these up very well, but anyway, we'll start with the plough. That's where you usually start with things. So this is the Lemken D2755K. It's in Plows. It's got a working width of 1 metre, 30 horsepower. Yeah, it's double-sided, 2-furrow. Yeah, it's quite a nice plough. And the nice thing about this stuff is it's all, you know, it's all pretty well priced, you know, to get yourself going on your farm. This sort of stuff's ideal. Right, the cultivator, I'm afraid this I will have to look up to make sure I get it right. Test my German. Is the Bayerische Flugfabrik Landsberg am Lech 3406. Wow, there you go. Bayerisch, it's from the Munich area again. But yeah, so 3,950 buy, needs 25 horsepower. Now working with a 2.5 meters, which is pretty good width actually. That's not bad at all. Cedar. So this is the Hassia, and it is the FS. It's 2,750 buy, needs 20 horsepower. Only got 100 litre capacity. These wheels are just brilliant, aren't they? So it's for your sort of standard crops, your wheat, barley, canola, soybean, cover crop, and grass. So still short of a seeder to do corn and sunflowers, but it's a great looking mod. It really is. Yeah, I do love that. The wording there is a bit faded just on the top. Again, it's just showing some use. Brilliant. Right, fertilizer spreader, the Amazon ZA. I filled it up just cause. So pop in the store again. Fertilizer spreaders. Amazon ZA's 2,300 to buy, 330 litre capacity and a spread width of 7.4 metres. So that's pretty good indeed. Though I wonder if, whilst they'll all have the power, I wonder if any of them will struggle to pick up that kind of weight. Interesting. Forage harvester. This is, just look this one up. Might be quicker to find it in the store. I did write it down, but it might be quicker just to find it. Under forage harvesters, it's the FAR MH650. 5,300 to buy. It's only got a half metre width, but it only needs 30 horsepower. So again, you know, any of these tractors will power that. That's quite cool. It's got a hitch there for the trailer at the back. Yeah, looks good. Might show that in action a little bit. It's a brilliant tool. It's like I'm at an agricultural show and people have brought in all their lovingly restored old farming machinery to display. It really feels like that. You know, you sort of walk along seeing all this old stuff all together. It looks brilliant. Right. We did talk about that tractor, right? Please tell me I didn't miss it out. No, I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. So the mower, this is the Kuhn FA367T. This is a brilliant piece of kit. It's a bit like a giant hedge trimmer, sort of bar cutter. It's a side bar cutter rather than the front bar cutter, which is a bit like the Massey Ferguson one from the Black Sheep modding pack. So yeah, but again, a bit of wear around that top link pickup there, wear on the blade. Yeah, brilliant. We'll see that in action in a little bit. So the Tedder, which again, like I say, I attached it to the hat so it didn't roll down the hill. It's got a bit of a life of its own. This is the oh no, actually I didn't go into the store, so let's have a quick look. So this is the mower FA367T, 8,300 to buy, 2 metre working width, only needs 10 horsepower. Brilliant. So the Tedder, this is the FAR KH45, 2,400 to buy, only 4 metre width, 10 horsepower needed. And again, it's got that sort of, it's been well used, you know, it's got plenty of wear on it. Paint's a little bit worn, looking a bit old. Looks brilliant, but does have a bit of a mind of its own. Right, the Pottinger Windrower 300, the Schwarzkreisel. Now you know what windrower is in German, even though I can't say it in English. It is 2,000 to buy, 25 horsepower, and it's got a 3 metre width, which is pretty good. So that's a pretty useful piece of kit. Nice. Right, possibly one of my favourites. There's a few favourites I've got, I have to say, amongst this pack, but this one is just great. The FAR APN baler. It's definitely going to see this in action again. It's, you know, it's looking a bit old, looking like it's seen some use, but yeah, this is a brilliant piece of kit. We'll see this. We'll do a bit of play in a minute. 9,000 to buy, 30 horsepower, but the interesting thing, it only makes 300 litre bales. So standard bales are what, 2,000 litres? That's quite something. Yeah, we'll see that. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, so that's all the equipment. So moving on to sort of trailers. So we'll start at this end. This is the lizard grain trailer. It's just an old looking trailer. It's not dissimilar in design to the old fashioned tipper that I've got on Altenstein at the moment. So yeah, A-frame unfortunately at the front. Shame, rubbish with those, but I think they've pretty much all got that. But yeah, nice tipper. The Krone Optimat, again showing some age, wear and tear. This is the manure spreader, so I didn't look at the tippers. The lizard grain trailers, 2,500 the capacity for 4,500 litres. So, and then the manure spreader, the Krone Optimat, 5,200 to buy, 3,500 litre capacity, and again, yeah, only 30 horsepower needed, and a 4.2 metre spreading width. It's not bad, is it? Yeah, looking its age, looks great. That. This is the Lizard water trailer. As you can see, it's got 1,000 litre capacity. I can't quite, what is that? The lizard? Something only for food production, is that right? Oh, didn't notice that. Anyway, so that'll be in animals. Lizard water trailer 2,000 to buy 1,000 litre capacity, which we'd already talked about. Great, it's just a wooden trailer with a metal barrel on the top. It looks brilliant. Look at that sort of texture on the back, hammer beat finish. And last but certainly by no means least, this is the Lizard wooden, as you can see, slurry tanker. So here it is, 1,800 by 30 horsepower to pull, 3 metre spreading width, and 1,000 litre capacity. 1,000 litres isn't going to go very far, but this is, I love this. It looks brilliant, but I can't tell what to make of it. It looks like it should be on the set of a Wild West thing, but it looks fantastic. You know, the traditional cartwheels, the metal, you know, the metal finish around the edge, bit rusty, bit beaten, pitted. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And again, solves a dilemma for me, both this one and the muck spreader, because what we'd got in the mods, I couldn't really determine. I could find something that was old enough for what I wanted to do, but these are just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, so that's the whole pack. So I think a little demonstration is in order. So we'll just grab the mower. Fortunately, I've positioned most of the pieces because we've got a tractor even in front of them. So if we lower this down, unfold it, should I say? Straighten up, paying attention to those brakes. Lower it down and get it running. And you can start to see slowly, and that's a very good actually, let's look at that. That's a very good animation. It just slowly started up and now it's up to speed. And if we look in here, you can see PTO driving that wheel, belt onto there with the offset beam to drive the cutter. Great attention to detail. So we'll cut a bit of grass. Let's do a few strips. It's an offset one, so if you're running with crop destruction, you've got to be wary of that, especially, as I said, given that none of these have the option to put crop ties on or anything like that, which is an interesting one for me, given what I'm doing at the moment. And I've been umming and ahhing about trying, you know, crop destruction, but actually realistic. So without, you know, doing it without crop ties on, so that actually what you end up with is, you know, rows, you know, tie marks in the fields. I'll test it, see how it looks before I do that, but I might do this because I really want to use these tractors, and I'm going to have that problem. So actually we'll do these, what I'll do is I'll do a slightly separate strip. We'll do those for a minute. I'll do a separate strip down here. And you'll see why in a second. There we go, that'll do. So I'll just pull this to one side. We're not short of tractors, so we can spare them. So what we got next? Oh, of course, the header is already attached to a tractor, so we'll use this one. Now hopefully I've done that carefully enough. We should be able to do this in one go. Unfold it. While I'm waiting for the brakes to do their job. Whoa! Just lower it down, switched on. Oh no, did manage it just. Just do 2 strips if you're careful. Which it should do. 2 metre cutter, 4 metre header. Perfect. No messing about. Brilliant. Let's take this one. Again, it's actually nice to try out all the different tractors because they've all got slightly different engine sounds, engine notes, which is great. So I'm not sure I shall expect to get all this in one go, but you never know. Lower it down, switched on. No, not quite. Probably could just about, but you're right on the limit of what it'll do, but it's doing a good job. There we go. In fact, I like the fact, of course, that it's one-sided, because what you should end up with is quite a large strip. You could do it. So I've done that before with the Merge Max, where because you can switch which side it comes out to, you can actually create one, if you go down one way and then back up the other, and switch sides, the sides it operates to. Or do you need to switch sides? Actually no, you don't need to switch sides, because you can select the side that you use. You can actually create one bigger swath in the middle, because it does it to the edge, not to the middle. Works really well. So you might be able to do something like that here. Right, so lower the pickup, so you see the pickup, that, oh sorry, you need to unfold it. Of course this is an offset. I'm not going to start this very well, am I? Start it, you can see the wheel at the front picks it up, passes it to that bar that's rotating around, which then packs it into the baler. So I have to move over a little bit, I'm going to miss a bit, but there we go. Try and get as much as I can so we get as many bales as possible. I mean, this is probably one of the smallest tractors, but it's still doing a great job. It's lovely that you can use all of this equipment with any of the tractors. I do like that. There we go, one fell off the end. That up, switch that off, fold it back, unload. Should put it over a trailer. And the great thing about 300 litre bales, and the reason why I'm not so worried about the bale auto load thing, is you can just pick them up. So you bring your trailer over, drop them in your trailer, done. Brilliant. Right, so the last thing we're going to test out here is the Buka, our self-propelled loading wagons. This is a brilliant piece of equipment. And then I think I'll just do one more test of something, just so you can see it in action. The plows and the cultivators, the seeders, I'm not gonna worry about those. Plows are plows, seeders seeders, etc. Switch it on. So you can see the bar, nice smooth animation going up and down there. Away we go. It's got a pretty decent operating speed. Picks up it's wide enough to pick up the whole swath from that mower, which is brilliant for grass. It's only got 10,000 litre capacity, but if you're using it for your animals, that's more than enough. You just cut what you need as you need it. Brilliant. Which grass you kind of should do, really. Can't leave it sitting around forever and a day. How cool is that? And then I can just, whoa, that turned into an awful lot of grass. That's hilarious. Very funny. We didn't look like that much. Yeah, suddenly seems a lot more when it's come out of the loading wagon. But yeah, that's just a brilliant piece of kit. I do love that. The wooden slatting down the side, the cage, the rope cage to it. It's just, Oh, I'm so going to get that, I'm afraid. I've used the Mengele, I'm afraid, and I was a bit unsure about the Mengele and whether it was the right age for what I wanted to do. Let's have a look in there. Put the torch on. Yeah, you can see the tines on the pickup. Brilliant. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, definitely getting that. Wow. Yeah, that did make a mess. Oh well. But yeah, these bales, aren't they fantastic? Right. One more thing to see. Right, so we'll grab a tractor. Actually, you know what? We'll take the Deutz. And we will try out this silage harvester header. So we'll need to hook it up. Yeah, so you wouldn't want to put it on a bigger tractor, would you really? Let's get a bit close to that tyre. And we'll hook it up to the trailer. Mind you, I need to check. Oh, actually, we need to take that bale out, so let's do that. Just quickly jump up. Let's do the magic leap thing. There we go. Right. So I just checked the map. Pretty sure that there is a ready to harvest corn. Yes, field 20. Right. Let's go and buy field 20. Right, so we've bought this field, perfectly ready to harvest corn. And so, lower it down, unfold the pipe, switched on. Ooh, that makes good sound. Let's have a quick look at this. What's it doing? I can't really see now. Oh yeah. That's cool. Right. So yeah, I think you'd struggle to do more than one row at a time, but that's okay. And yeah, I'm clearly not going to do this whole field now, because that would take some time. But it works well, it looks really good. Yeah, I like this. But yeah, I just thought I'd show that. Of course, what you want to do is you'll have to run one it. Oh, it's grounded. And still grounded. That doesn't seem to have lifted up very well. That's a bit odd. Let's just catch you on something. There we go, that's better. And again. That's a bit strange. Oh, yep, sorry, you're right. Unfold the pipe. Switched on. And you're away. Yeah. Brilliant. Right. Well, so Farming Classics. A great set. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video, found it interesting or informative in some way or other, at least got a chance to see what some of this equipment looks like. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, give us a like. Feel free to subscribe, and yeah, I hope to see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.